Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the Unfiltered News by G. Edward Griffin with News Scouts from the Reality Zone, where political correctness is not spoken here. It's been a while. I had a hard drive crash. It wasn't very good. It put me out. Put me back a while. There we go. The comic strip change my serial policy every 24 hours. I change it. Obama. Japan. Senior official from TEPCO, Tokyo Electric Power Company, announces that Fukushima is not under control. This is in contrast to assurances of safety given from his company and the Japanese government shortly after Japan was chosen to host the 2020 Olympic Games. I wouldn't be there if I was a superhuman, I guess. Let's see. Next article. Earlier this week, Obama withdrew his request for congressional approval of military strikes in Syria due to overwhelming opposition. Yeah, we don't want to go to war. We're tired. Time to take a break. Israel can get somebody else to fight their wars. Now, he is pursuing diplomatic negotiations with Russia on this issue. Syrian leader Bashar Assad has agreed to give up his chemical weapons, but only if the U.S. stops threatening to strike Syria and stops arming his opposition, the mercenaries. He also calls for Israel to give up its nuclear weapons, which it will not, because, hell, that's what they want. They want a war over there. Israel can't wait to be the big chief over there. Really, that's what it's after. L.A. Times, September 12th. Okay, next. Scary stuff. An alfalfa farmer from Washington State had his hay rejected for export because it was found to contain genetically engineered traits, even though it was a natural crop. The explanation is that genetically engineered plants cross-pollinated with natural plants, and therefore it is only a matter of time before pure alfalfa will become extinct in North America. Reuters, September 11th. Don't you know what's going on? I'd take a break from this and work before I came back after my hard drive fell as well. Obamacare allows insurance companies to charge smokers 50% higher premiums than non-smokers. There's justification for charging more for smokers because they are known to need more health care. But 50% seem like it is more about helping to fund the overall program, which is destined to go broke no matter what. Just think of the number of people who will lie about their smoking habits, and then imagine the swarms of government investigators who will follow people around to catch them if they lie. The whole scheme is hideous. AP, September 11th. Does the movie Cat's Eye come to mind? What's the smoker part? Where there's people out there watching for others in the organization. They come down on you and get you, take your wife in for a little electrical stimulation. Oh yeah, that's what they're up to. I'm telling you, they don't lie. Documents from Edward Snowden reveal that the NSA gives Israel raw data containing phone calls and emails within the U.S. Since this is raw data and has not been filtered by the NSA, it likely includes private communications of American citizens. Don't you know? Video. Freedom of Information Act documents show that NSA vastly overstepped its authority to collect citizens' private data and then misrepresented it to the court what it was doing. Russia Today, September 11th. Chicago has been forced to stop registering guns because of court rulings. Reuters, September 11th. Don't you know? Here we go. Video. 2 Colorado state senators who pushed strong gun control were voted out of office in a recall election. Don't you know? Pro-gun control advocates spent 7 times as much for their campaign, but lost anyway. See, they can't win against the citizen. CBS, September 11th. Guns are the assurance that government doesn't turn into Hitler. Let's put it that way. And Obama wants that real bad for some reason. I don't know why. Scary person to me. The Missouri State House of Representatives voted 109 to 49 to override the Governor Jay Nixon's vote of the Second Amendment Preservation Act that nullifies all federal guns within the state. The bill will become law if Missouri's Senate can follow suit and muster a 2/3 majority vote. The Senate fell short by 1 vote. TAC, September 11th. Amazing. They just can't get over it. We want our guns. They can't get over it. Video. The defense industry benefited from huge gains on Wall Street after the chemical attack in Syria last month. Investigators anticipate a new war in the Middle East and a surge in military spending. Russia Today, September 10th. Video. Large companies like IBM and Time Warner are dumping employee insurance coverage for those who are eligible for Medicare and sending them to the abomination care exchanges to get their replacement coverage. The companies are shifting the unbearable cost of health care from pension plans to the federal government, which in turn will pass it on to all Americans in the form of higher taxes and inflation. Don't you know? Goodbye, America. Yahoo, September 9. Article of interest. United Nations Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, and the organization that has been most influential in spreading the global warming myth, now it's scamming to explain why the Arctic ice has increased by 60%. It has. It covered over 60%. We're going into mini ice age, and they don't want to tell you that, in just 1 year, and has completely recovered from its previous loss. It was just 6 years ago that BBC predicted that the Arctic ice would be completely gone by 2013. Daily Mail, September 7th. See, they're lying to you. You can't buy into the mainstream media anymore. And you got one organization of it reporting on the other. That's funny too. That's funny. Maine Governor Pearl LePage has issued an executive order that establishes state and local control for school curricula and education standards. The order states specifically that federal control and funding is prohibited. Truth in America Education, September 7th. Well, it is. You can't teach propaganda as truth. The hell's wrong with them? Video. The Electronic Frontier Foundation obtained documents showing that the federal government is close to perfecting facial recognition software for surveillance cameras in public areas. The images will be lined up with a national database of photos from driver's license and to identify the whereabouts of all civilians, you, me, everyone, wherever we're at, they'll know. And they'll say, we can alter the video. Don't you know? This is to protest us, to protect us from criminals and, of course, the government, the terrorists, of course. Or should today. New study shows that women who are deficient in vitamin D have a 600% higher incidence of breast cancer. Natural News 2013. Didn't you know? Don't you know? Man, you're not paying attention if you don't know. Okay, here we go. U.S. 12 former high-level military and intelligence officers sent to a memorandum to President Obama informing him that most of the reliable evidence in Syria's recent chemical attacks clears Assad of responsibility. They advise Obama that the alleged facts that is, are being twisted or invented to justify military intervention, similar to what happened in 2003 when President Bush used non-existent weapons of mass destruction to justify a war against Iraq. Ray McGovern, former CIA analyst, posted September 7th. Don't you know what's going on here? They're lying. They're lying out their ass. That's what they're doing. Even to the president, they're lying to him, saying, oh, we gotta go in there. He has, antimatter weapons that can destroy the entire universe. We gotta go in and stop him. It's like, no, none of that exists. You can't just go in there and do this. He's not killing his people. The mercenaries are killing the people that Obama backs. Oh, God, it's insane. Former military, and that's the next article, former military officers from the U.S., Britain, France, Israel, Jordan, who have access to intelligence reports, say the Obama administration's firm evidence that Assad used chemical weapons on Syrian citizens is a forged military document. Daily Caller, September 7th. It is. It's all lies. It's lies, disinformation. He wouldn't do this to his own people if he wanted to stay in there. I think he'd do that if he wanted to stay in there. You're not thinking. If you don't think that what this guy's thinking. He's thinking, I want my position. I'm making good pay and I'm sitting here and I'm commander of this country, and would he do that? Would he chemicalize his own troops and people right when the inspectors get there? I don't think so. Okay, next. Video. A citizens at a town meeting faces Senator John McCain, the senile Republican of Arizona, calling for his arrest for treason and failure to uphold his oath of office. The reaction from the audience was mixed. McCain responded by suggesting the man should run for office. Interesting. AMTV posted September 7th. Again, September 7th. Poland has confiscated half of the nation's private pension funds. It was a haircut coming to America and made them property of the state. It did this to improve its asset to debt rations so it can attract more lenders and go deeper into debt. This is outright theft, but they are calling it pension overhaul instead of haircut. Zero Hedge posted September 7th. Man, we're getting ready to get hit by October surprise. Here it comes. Oh my God. Okay, here's a cool down moment. This is amazing or what? Guy diving down through this crevice. You gotta watch it to see. Click here to enlarge. Oh, man, it's not a video. It scares me. Now it's fearless. Anyways. Benghazi blackout. How the big three networks censored or spun Obama's disastrous handling of the Benghazi affair. Here is a timeline of the major elements that the mainstream media ignored. Newsbusters reports September 9th. You gotta see this. I have a link to this site. This is www.realityzone. www.realityzone.com/current period HTML. And you'll get this. And you'll be able to go here. You'll be able to read this stuff. You'll be able to know what they've done to you. And you're making mad as hell and you don't want to take it anymore. Well, very well. There it is. Newsbusters. Video. James Corbett names the people who he says should be prime suspect in any further investigation of whom was behind 9/11 attacks. Bin Laden is not on the list. Huh, amazing, huh? He's not on the list, Bin Laden. It's because he wasn't involved. He was part of the Bush family. Don't you know? And associations. Not paying attention. Although Rumsfeld and Cheney are, you probably have never heard of the others. Colbert lays out the evidence to support his claim. The Colbert Report. You gotta see this. September 7th. Video. Meet the men who corrupted the banking system and stole $16 trillion from American taxpayers. They are still in place. So we can expect the plunder to continue. Western Center of Journalism posted September 7th. They showed the whole thing on that video. You can't miss out. 16 trillion stolen by these bastards that need to be brought to justice. Can nullification of laws grow the economy? Francisco Rodriguez explains why the answer is yes, even if it's on a person-by-person basis instead of an entire political body. 10th Amendment Center reports September 7th. And here you go for the cool down for this week. Want a race? Click to enlarge. Flipper is racing this guy. You got this month's humor. You got a squirrel showing, you know it's hot when you see a squirrel looking like that. I need this to stay in this water bowl. And that's it for this week's Unfiltered News. Hope you enjoyed it by G. Edward Griffin. I've been dealing with a hard drive crash for the last month. Yes, it took me over a month to get back into the mode again, to come back on here and do this. I mean, I could have done last week. Yeah, I could have done the week before. But if you just go to this website, which I'll have under the video, and you go there and you read the articles, there's also our news archives right here, where you can get the news archives. And you can look back on the weeks before and catch the news you haven't been seeing. Because the mainstream media out front on TV won't tell you. But the news media streams seem to be a little more lax. And they will come out and say, hey, look at that. Hey, look at this. I'm going to try to start doing this again. I have a long contract also. I was working, so I'd come home 10-hour shifts. I'd be tired. I just didn't feel like it on Friday since I had to get up on Saturday and go to work again, and it was like, oh well. Until next time, this Spellbinder is saying, have a wonderful weekend. I kind of went through this pretty quick. It's only 20 minutes, 46 seconds right now, and I'm still recovering. I'm still tired. What is it now? 9 o'clock, and it's about my bedtime. Normally, I'd go to bed about now, and that's why I'm all and trying to read through this and get this information out to you because it's vital. We gotta know this. We gotta know what's coming down the pipe, and this is what's coming down there. The end of the country. I was reading articles today after the Navy shooting incident. Ooh, the Navy shooting incident. I'll add that on while I'm on here. The Navy shooting. That seems to be another case of SSRIs. You know, people on Prozac and other antidepressant drugs supposedly makes you antidepressive, but after a while they just turn you into a madman. You want to pick up a gun, kill yourself or others. I mean, it's very scary. Scary crap out there. And they're making money off of it. That's all I really wanted to say on that issue. I mean, there's all types of other stuff going down the pike right now. This is Tuesday, September 17th. I'm doing this report on for September 7th through the 13th, 2013. Of the Unfiltered News, which I'll move this over so you can see that. The Unfiltered News from the Reality Zone. Sorry I've been out, but it's been one of those weird months this happened. Hopefully everything will get back on track starting this Friday, and Saturday I'll be back on my Justin TV channel under Spellbinder 00. Until next time, be good at, and have a wonderful, wonderful week. Can't say weekend, Rory, because it's no longer the weekend. It's Tuesday. Good day.